Reverend Rob Lee. Bold, smart, and straight to the point. This is Tarot with an Attitude.
Oh, okay. Whoa, man, we had a major hiccup there. So, hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you very much. I'm sitting there talking to nobody. So, tonight, the title of this is Time to Heal, Trauma Healing, and we're going to be doing tarot or whatnot. So, I will be doing the readings, but it has been very, very heavy on me lately because I'm dealing. It seems like every time I turn around, I'm dealing with trauma. I've actually dealt with some PTSD, and people are crossing these things up. So I wanted to take a moment, and we're going to get into personal readings, but I want to take a moment and talk about the difference between trauma and PTSD because they are not the same thing. And we throw these terms around a lot, and the importance of understanding the difference between the two is the way you actually go about treatment or healing. Trauma is an emotional or psychological wound that happens when something overwhelms your ability to cope. That could be anything from somebody screaming at you, chronic criticism, neglect, betrayal, instability, things that may not threaten your life, but still deeply affect your sense of safety or worth. Dealing with a narcissist, things like this. Those can actually be self-esteem, and you might need to go through some training, not for PTSD, but for finding your own personality again and who you are and unwrapping the lies you've been told from all the gaslighting. While PTSD, on the other hand, is a specific clinical diagnosis. This is to meet the criteria for PTSD. Someone must have been exposed to actual or threatened death, serious injury, or sexual violence, either directly or by witnessing it or learning it happened to someone close to them. And beyond the event itself, there also has to be an ongoing symptoms for PTSD, like intrusive memories, nightmares, hypervigilance, avoidance, emotional rumbling, or major changes in mood and thinking that persist over time. In other words, this is something you're not getting over or anything else. So not all trauma is PTSD, but trauma can still absolutely shape your nervous system, your relationships, and how you respond to the world. So tonight we're talking about emotional trauma, the wounds that may still be influencing your patterns, your reactions, or what you feel safe with, even if it doesn't meet the actual clinical criteria for PTSD. Does that make sense? I'm hoping so. So like I said, we're going to get to that. we're going to get to actually people. I've got some people in here needing a personal reading. We're going to do that. But this is something very, very near and dear to my heart. And Spirit's been putting it on me. Next week, we're going to talk about things that hold you back, things from trauma, how this affects you, what things go on. So on Monday nights, I'm not just going to be throwing cards willy-nilly and helping somebody if JC loves DR and all that stuff. We're actually going to start doing a little bit of a shift here to actually have some positive effects in helping people find some guidance with real world problems and real things that these touch me very, very closely. I've been involved with them. I have some of them, have had some of them, have gotten through some of them. So this is going to be something very, very serious I want us to talk about. But at the same time, we're going to have a good time. So what I want to do right now, I want to start our prayer. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, the Divine Mother, the angels and guides that you put around us for support, for protection, we say thank you. I ask your angels and for your protection to come through like warriors and just make sure nothing can touch us that is not of you or for our highest good. With all that we ask it, so mote it be. So I'm going to start this off. Like I said, we're going to do some readings, but I'm going to do a 1 to 3 card about the emotional effects of trauma, what Spirit wants us to know. Emotional, I actually made some notes. I'm going to look over here. Protection mechanisms and what's ready to be acknowledged. So this is for the group. So here we go. So emotional things that we all need to be aware of from trauma, emotional trauma, and what Spirit wants us to know. So in that emotional pattern, one of the things, wow, looky here. We have the death card. Man, ducks just walked across my grave. What I want you to see here with trauma, what is going on when these patterns is this inability to let something go. Now, like I said before, is that easily done? No. Sometimes we need help letting go, reteaching our body how to function, not to be triggered. Trauma, emotional trauma from being involved in a bad relationship, from a parent screaming or yelling at you. That may not be PTSD if you never actually felt the fear of death or like somebody who's going to beat you to death, or if you, unless you watched your father do that or your mother do that where you actually feared for your life. But it doesn't mean that the parents weren't still emotionally abusive. So we're looking at that kind of trauma. And one of the things is we keep these triggers. And one of the things it's very important to understand, we keep these triggers and behaviors as an unknown, a subconscious protection system. Your body will start to react. Your glands, things like this, everything, your brain will start to produce chemicals that will put you in a fight or flight mode, make you nervous, bring your stress levels up, even though your brain knows, this doesn't pertain to you, but being around it does. So Spirit wants you to know that pattern is huge, okay? So now we're going to talk about the protection mechanism, protection mechanism. Look at here. What is memory playing in here? What are we dwelling on? When we think of the past, are we only dwelling on the bad things? Or can we start picking out good things? These are all healing things. This is nothing you're just going to turn around and learn to do. But you might need someone's help to actually learn how to refocus our memories from the past on something new or something good that happened in the past. Doesn't have to be with that person or that situation, but change. We're talking about have the same discussion with a lot of addicts about changing your triggers, knowing what to do, seeing what's going on, finding out what's happening, and knowing where they come from. So what's really got to be acknowledged here in this whole emotional trauma is who's in control. You can be in control. You're like, Rob, that's the king of coins. That has to do with the real world. That's right. It's not your mental wall. You have to remember, and this takes work. It's hard to do. So, like I said, I'm just kind of breaking the water tonight. We're going to get out there and we're going to get into this more and more every week. But it's important to remember you're in control. This is your real world. I can either step away or I have stepped away. I'm no longer there, and I have to retrain the way I see and react to things in the real world. It doesn't mean nothing happened. It doesn't mean nothing is there. It just means you are in control. Spirit is there to help you. They will guide you, they will lead you, and they will help lead you out of the past. So there's where I wanted to start with this tonight and see what's going on, and we go from there. Okay. So let me see. We've got some people in the chat room already ready to go. Let me put these cards up. So, and if you have something tonight about trauma, if you have a comment or something you want to know about with your own trauma, let me know. Also, down below in the links, my description, things are down there where you can actually make an appointment, and I will be glad to work with you. I have done trauma-based work in the real world, but I can use tarot and I don't have to. But you do want spirit involved because spirit will help you. If you believe in spirit, that's one of the things that will be there to actually help you. So, Julianne, real quick. Hi, wow, people are stacking up, so I'm going to make sure. Hi, Rev. May I please have some insight in the energy that is coming my way in the next 2 weeks? Yes. So I'm going to go through some of these and make sure we're here and things are happening. So, you know what? The energy that's coming your way, wow, partnership and along with staying focused. Now, this can be read two ways, all right? You have to stay focused on where you want to go. And it may be easy for somebody that you're in love with or find friends with to start to pull you off sides and off track. Stay focused on where you need to be. A true friend will help you get there, okay? Use that love, bind together, but come together to make sure that this energy of moving forward is in the right spot. People are going to be there to help you. You just have to find the right people. That's what I have, Julianne. Wow. Banger. Okay. Let's see where we go. We got enough people here. I'm just going to keep right on going. Cynthia, Rev Rob, may I have a general reading? Absolutely. Let's see what's happening here, Cynthia. Good to see you. Glad everybody's here tonight. I am going to be starting to do some more topic-focused live readings on Monday night. Next Monday night will be 8:30 as well, but then the following Monday night, these are all going to start happening at 7 p.m. my time, Eastern time. All right. I have to start bringing them up earlier. It's just that simple. Okay. So I'd love to see you here. And if you can't make it, remember, you can always come back to the site. All right. Click on live and you'll be able to see whatever I did there. Also, check out the podcast. It's there and there for everybody and ready to go. Cynthia, a general reading for Cynthia here, real quick. All right, Cynthia. Wow. Knowledge you've been looking for, it's coming about. You're going to be able to find it. You're going to be able to see it. You're actually starting to see some truths. There's something that's going on, and you're going to be able to look through the middle of it. Don't lose sight. You step back. You look at what's going on in this bitterness or battle that's going on. Could be family, could be I'm really picking up there might be some family squabbles going on or something, and you need to be the voice of reason. This is not talking about siding with anybody. This is not talking about putting your own opinions out there. This is talking about they need that keen insight of wisdom and what's going on, and you will know. Don't second guess your intuition. That's going to be very important in this. If you're going to help and everything comes through, hold on. Sorry. If you're going to help with everything that's coming through, temperance, balance. Balance is going to be required for you to be the peacemaker or to understand exactly what's going on. Don't you get drawn into this emotionally. Bangarang. Wow. Let me know. I'd love to hear what's going on. Love to find out what's happening. And if I can be of any assistance, just let me know. Okay. So now here we go. Jen, greetings, sir. Would love your insight on whatever you see coming up for me. Thank you. Absolutely. Let's see what Jen's got. What do we see and what's coming up for Jen and finding out what's happening? All right, Jen, here we go. All right, boom. Wow. Now, y'all saw me separate out the cards. I'm pretty sure you did. There is that. This is a time of coming into knowing, okay? There's going to be understanding. Some questions you've got right now, okay? What's coming up in the upcoming week, what I'm really picking out for you is those questions are going to be answered. The knowledge will come to you, and you will be able to find out what's going on. Man, this staying focused. Folks, I'm splitting these cards up every time I deal, and that's the reason I do it. So when we see it, okay, we know that Spirit put these cards out here for this reason. So the Chariot, we have two very powerful cards here, Jen, and these are two major arcana cards. The importance of this is saying stay focused. One of the things, there's something you want to get done. There's something, a major task that I see, and you will be able to pull it off. And what I'm seeing is this is something you may have been wanting to do for a while. Spirit is going to open some doors, open some brain waves for you, that third eye and that intuition, and you're going to be able how to see to break through this obstacle and move forward. Wow. Bangarang. Okay. Splitting the deck. There we go. Putting them far apart from each other. And let's see what's happening. So bangarang, Jen. Y'all let me know what's going on. All right. Lake, New York, Marion. All right. Let's see what's happening. Good to see you. Bangarang. Everybody, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. Make sure you're hitting the like button and share, share, share. That's very important. We're going to grow this. Things are growing. Things are going. And if you want me to be able to do this, I need people to start sharing this so it'll grow. Okay. Other than that, we gotta do something. So, Lake, I'm just gonna call you Lake. It's good to see you. Glad you're here. Wow. Does Spirit have any messages for me? Spirit always has messages. Spirit is there to guide and direct and lead us through every day, everything. Are we getting up? And I said, we, everybody, are we getting up and remembering to talk to Spirit every day, to talk to God, to talk to the Mother, talk to that higher power, talk to your angels, taking some time just to say thank you. And you know what? I want to remind people of this. Some of y'all have heard me say this before. Imagine being married to somebody, okay, that you dearly love with all your heart, but every morning they're getting up, they're late, they got other chores, and you're never spoken to. You're not on your mind. Or it's very flippant, love you, see you later, okay? And out the door they go. After a while, what's going to happen to that relationship? Well, the nice thing is Spirit will never leave us, all right? Spirit is always here. So remember, sometimes when we need a message from Spirit, Spirit's been there all along. Get up, firm up that message with Spirit and say in the morning, just take 30 seconds. God, I love you. Mother, I appreciate everything you've done. Man, your angels surround us. You've given us stuff to create His beauty. And that's something very, very important. So, Lake, I'm going to say right now, let's see what message Spirit has for you. And let's go from there. So here we go. Bring this back. Boom. All right. Right out of the. All right. Choices are coming. Okay. What you're going to have to do, there's some choices that are going to have to be made. And you're going to be thinking about things that have happened in the past. And that is okay. But make sure you're not letting, tonight we talked about trauma. Don't let everything that happened to you from the past stop you from moving forward. Everything is not the same thing as it was. Make sure you're not getting these tasks and you're not making choices out of that knee-jerk decision I was talking about from trauma. Keep the trauma out of it. Look at it new. Look at it logically. Okay? This is going to be very, very important. What this is saying is it's time to make a plan. Don't just pick randomly. Don't let your emotions drive your decision. There's something you're going to be doing, but that fire in your soul and that spirit, if you want to come through, it's time to see this, just like looking at a map. It's time to see this and see which way you want to go. Where do you want to go? Whenever we make a decision, we have to stop and go, what do I want? Where do I want to be with this? You don't realize how many times I talk to people, and one of the first things I say is, well, what do you want? And I hear, I don't know. Well, how do we expect anybody to help us if we don't know our heart's own desire? And some of that is because we're living such a frantic life, moving at such a radical pace, we're not stopping to say, hey, here's where I need to go. Here's what I want to do. Or we're trying to get other decisions out of our head. Well, I want to do this, but I'm supposed to do this. Sometimes we need to do what we want to do. All right. Sometimes we need to do what we're supposed to do. You have to find that marriage between the two. So that's what Spirit is saying. I'm here to help you plan. Listen to me. We're going to be making some choices. All right. So make these choices, but understand I'm here. And once you see what your choices are, let's make a plan. That's what Spirit's saying to you. All right. Like, wow, bangerine. Good deal. Glad you are here. So many people coming in. Glad to see it. Melissa in New Zealand. I am grieving and carrying a heavy load. Does a past loved one have a message for me, please? All right, let's do this. We're going to stop. I'm going to set the cards down. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, everybody, start pulling in the energy from the heavens, the energy from healing, from as above, so below, pulling it up from the earth, letting it merge. We're all going to be conduits for Melissa, okay? So we're going to start doing this. And Melissa is grieving. We have all been there. Man, this is hard to deal with, hard to do, okay? I just got grandma for some reason, and I don't know if that's it, but I'm just telling you. But right now, what we are saying here is heal. Allow this to go. Don't let the grief tear you apart. This grief, I want to let you know, is trauma and whatnot. Grief is always with you. Don't let anybody lie to you and tell you it's going to go away. It gets better, but it's always there. Grief morphs. Grief changes over time. There's going to be times you're going to cry your eyes out. There's going to be times you're going to laugh when you think of something wonderful or funny that this person that was in your life would do. And what I'm telling you right now, what I'm getting is Spirit, I'm going to say, does have a message for you. And let's see what's happening here. I did get a grandmother presence, all right, but I'm not getting a direct message from the grandmother. But there is someone who's worried about you and wanting you to see things from a little different perspective. I'm being told to shuffle these cards in a little different way. Here we go. And let's find out what's going on. All right. So one more cut. There we are. Right out of the gate. Man, don't get caught up in this drama. This is that fire. This is that compassion. What I'm really getting picked up on is they don't want you to lose sight of what you're wanting to build in this Five of Wands. You have a life, and we can get so wrapped up in the emotional part of it, we forget to live. All right. There is some type of drama going on, but the Queen is here. This is the grandma or mom to me that's coming out to say, you know what? Life happens. Things suck. People will let you down. All right. But it's time to logically see what you've been given, things that are happened, and to be able to rise above it. This is one of the few queens in this deck that are in any deck where the queen is actually on the horse. Okay. She's looking, she's riding through, and notice this field of wheat. She's looking at what's happening. What I'm being told is you have to step back from it. Let your logic come into this to a degree, okay? And remember to look at what's going on and take care of yourself mentally. That's very important. Look at what we've got here. There is so much of life ahead. You have to keep moving. No, you're not honoring anybody who has gone before you, your ancestors or anybody, by not moving on with the life they helped create for you. I'm going to ask you right now if your children were there or whatnot, and this was you that had passed on, are you going to want your children to just come to a halt and stop living their life because mom's gone? No. Okay. We don't, not as a parent. And this is what your parent spirit is telling you. Life is to be lived. 7 is about moving on. The chariot is about finding your course, bringing things together, overcoming. And you still look at this wreath of flowers and everything right above you. There's so much of life left to enjoy. That's what I'm getting. Finally, we have the 4 of coins. It's okay. Stop for a minute, get a new base, find out what's going on, and you will be able to come through this. It's okay to take care of you right now. Okay? Wow. Bang. All right. Let's see what's happening. All right. So God love you. Let that energy flow around you. We're asking that Raphael come to you and heal you. Man, grief just sucks. It really does. But one of the things we need to understand in grief, it shows how much we cared about the people that are not in our lives, but we can't live in that. That is where that emotional trauma of losing somebody, especially unexpected, we can get lost and we start building walls and false defense mechanisms to keep ourselves protected. And you have to be very, very careful about that. Wow. Bang. Mainly mystic. Trauma is an important topic. Way to go, Rev. Thank you, Jill. Appreciate it. So glad to see you here. Trauma is huge and people confuse it. And it's very important to understand what PTSD is and why. Because PTSD is actually experiencing that life or death trauma. When you, all right, from my old police days, when you pull a loved one out of a car, all right, and you have to go back to the house until a mother with 3 children still crawling around on the floor that her husband died. All right, when you hold them, God forbid nobody ever has to do it, but when you hold someone that dies in your arms and you can do nothing about it, when you see the traumas of death, like our soldiers, our warriors, our firemen, our law enforcement, that can affect you deeply and it changes you. And one of those things is that's why PTSD has to be treated differently than a bad relationship. Somebody that was, when I say abusive, they're abusive verbally. All right. The narcissist that lies to you, tells you you're worthless. Everything's always your fault. Those always have to come back, and it requires a different type of treatment because sometimes we've got to relearn and reclaim our self-esteem. We have to refine our identity, and they're not treated in the same way. So that's very important. Glad. I thank you for putting that in there. I appreciate it. Lets me know I'm on the right track. All right. Thank you. Here we go. The Tippinator. Okay. I'm curious about how my VA appointment is going to go. Will I be diagnosed with early onset or heavy metal poisoning? Let's just ask right now. Okay. I'm going to bring out a pendulum. We're going to do this way. Pendulum, will you work with me this evening? Yes. Pendulum, do you need cleaning? No. The Tippinator R wants to know, is she going to be diagnosed with early onset or heavy metal poisoning? It went around in a circle. And I think they're going to check you for it, but then it came back to a no. So don't manifest it, don't make it happen. See it that way, and let's find out what's going on. But I love the way, and let's find out that what's happening. All right. And that's going to be what's going on. So we just kind of did that. And let's see what's going on. I have a huge 4-hour test VA on my brain from the 2 concussions and TBI. I'm terrified and wondering if I should bring my hubby with me. You know what? Let me put it this way. You bring your hubby with you if it makes you comfortable. It doesn't matter, okay? That was happening to my wife. My butt's parked there. If that was happening to me, my wife's parked there. Because this can be traumatic either way. Pretty much you're not going to get an answer right there, okay? But this is going to be something very important. When I go to the pendulum, it says you're going to be all right. There might be some other issues. There might be some things that show up, but eventually this is going to come out to be not for that diagnosis, if that makes sense. Okay? So, Heavenly Father, Divine Mother, Raphael, your flight of angels, take them to this woman now. Everyone, we are going to bring healing. We're going to bring healing to her. We are going to bombard her. Tippinator. Wow. Thank you, Spirit. We're going to roll this healing energy and your presence just all over her. Tippinator, you will feel this. You will feel this starting to come through you like goosebumps, things like that. Michael is actually coming to you and covering you with his angels and with his wings. They've got you. Spirit is here. Your loving is there. This is what you're going to feel. Know it. We're going to come through, and I'm going to say that everything we're asking and we're demanding that everything just come out okay, that everything be all right, and whatever problem is going on, they're able to find it, and you're able to get this rectified. And all that we ask, so mote it be. Wow. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Tippinator, you come in and you let us know next Monday, okay, what's going on, or you just keep coming back and letting us know. All right. I received it. I'm feeling warm. That's spirit. Yes, there you go. Woohoo! All right. Spirit is there. It's real. It's happening. Understand it. Wrap yourself up in it in like a warm blanket and understand. Don't let the fear feed anything negative. It's there. We're going to deal with it. And that's what's going to happen. We'll just find out. Okay? That's all we can do. And my wife and I are talking about this from personal experience. All right? So I'm glad you feel it. Spirit, thank you. Thank you for making your presence known to this woman. Thank you, Raphael, for just extending your love and your arms and just making her feel your absolute very presence. So mote it be. Wow. Woo, Tippinator, that was awesome, So I'm glad you felt it. All right. Again, let us know if we can do anything for you. You gotta let that shiz go. Absolutely. And here's what I need people to understand. In trauma, okay, literally in trauma, having dealt with this from on a personal level with patients, with clients and things like that. Remember, that's what I did. I worked with addicts and things like this. And some of this, you got to remember, your body builds up and starts reacting, and your brain will start reacting. We keep hearing, oh, my triggers. There's so much stuff about triggers that's being polluted and made stupid now. Yeah, you don't like what somebody's saying. No, a trigger is when your body chemically in your nervous system starts to react in a self-protective mode. That's one of those things. And this is one of those things where you have to realize it in that emotional trauma. What happened? Where'd it go? What's this affecting? And that is that letting it go doesn't mean it ever goes away, but you let go and change the way your body actually reacts to it. Wow. Bangarang. All right. Thank you very much. Yachty. Hey, Rev Rob, may I have a message about what I need to let go? Please and thank you. Great question, Yachty. Absolutely. What does Yachty need to let go of? All right. And, next week, 8:30, Please, everybody come in. We're going to be doing more about trauma. We're going to be doing healing. And the show is actually going to be about what's keeping you from moving forward. Okay. And I want everybody to start thinking about that and thinking about the show in that aspect. What's not letting me move forward? And that's very, very important. So, Yadi, here we go. All right. Boom. All right. Good deal. Good shuffle. And let's find out. So, Yadi, what do I need to let go of? Wow. Trying to be in control so much. Trying to have everything under complete control. Remember, life happens. Okay. You need to let go of people like Rob. Man, you got to let go of being in control. Sometimes we do. The Knight of Wands. What is it you're so passionate about that you're forgetting about everything else? All right. You asked, what do you need to let go of? And some of this is going after your passions so hard that you're missing the blessings that are surrounding you. All right. Look here. The 9 of coins. So now here we go. All right. What is your idea of success? This very well, Yadi, could be something about the Knight of Wands, and this 9 of coins is talking about why are you not successful when maybe you already are? Okay. Think about that for a minute. All right. What is going on with the control, with the fire, with the yearn to reach a goal? All right. That's making you feel like unless you do that, you can't manifest what you want or manifest a great life. Happiness is, remember, about what happens right now. All right. Having my kids around, having my wife next to me, having my wife come in and help me do this show, having you people, my tribe, come in and rely on me and actually give me the gift of your attention and your respect. This is amazing. Okay? This is amazing. That's what you need to be. Let Spirit bring you things. What I'm really picking up is you might be trying so hard, you're kind of not letting Spirit bring you where you need to be or where Spirit wants you to go. All right? Let me know if that makes sense. Cynthia, wow, first card was right on. All right, glad to hear it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Main the Mystics, Miss Jill, always a pleasure. You are always a pleasure. We got to get together soon. Y'all been doing your own thing. I noticed some things are happening on your end, and we just got to get together. I love you guys, and I miss y'all so much. All right. Lisa, RW3, I'm not even going to go through there, but Lisa, thank you for all you do for everyone and shining your light. Thank you so much. Okay, the opening message was beautiful. Will you please pull cards and tell me what Spirit wants me to know about the future article in Surf Magazine? Absolutely. All right. What does Spirit want you to know? Visualize it being beautiful. Visualize it being the way you want it. Stop worrying about it. If it's there, it's there. This is one of those things. All right. So, and we got to talk this week, Miss Lisa. All right. Me, you, Michael. Got some news and some things, some catching up to do. So here we go. All right. Lisa. All right. So pull cards and tell me what Spirit wants me to know about the feature article in Surf Magazine. So, wow. Going to be something. There we go. I got the 2 of Wands. This is a new beginning. Okay. This is where you're going to look at this and be able to see a plan. Don't just react to it. You're going to be able to look at it, use your intuition, and find a plan, and it's going to help you shape where you're going to go. Look at there. King of Coins. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is about you taking control, and it's just going to help you march and set your kingdom in order. We have the 8. Everything is coins. This was wands, okay? But this is now coins. And I'd love to do some more reading with you and Michael on it. But this is saying what I want you to do is be keep your eye on the details. All right. It's about learning and it's about teaching. It's about looking at what's happening, practice. You keep going till you get it right. All right. And you know this. So I see this coming out very well. Yep. Don't let anybody else tell you what it means, whatnot. You know what it means. This is going to be great. And then finally, we have the 9 of Cups. All right. Which is talking about actually bringing happiness and joy into your life. Wow. Banger. Okay. Let me know what's going on. Love to hear you. And then I got to see the article. Wow. Banger. Okay. Let me mix the cards up here a little bit. So that was good. Always good to see you, Lisa. Always good to hear from you. Everything else, I appreciate you so much. All right. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Melissa. Okay. That's so much. All right. That helps see things clear. I'm glad it does. That's all I'm trying to do with people, things like that. And I appreciate y'all letting me know that everything is coming, all right? And that this is all being received well, and you're glad I'm doing what I'm doing. So thank you, thank you, thank you. It always helps. Hi, Rev Rob. What message does Spirit have for me? Sierrandell, good to see you. Glad you are here. Welcome. Let's see what message Spirit has. All right, let's do this. Bring this back up. Do another shuffle here. Sierrandell wants to know what message Spirit has. One of the things I'm telling you I've been getting a lot of is remembering God is with us. God is amongst us. God is part of us. We are God. Those things are there. Whether it's the goddess, the mother, the father, the spirit, the son, whatever that is, the cosmic universe, all of it, it's all spirit. Okay. And it's all there. And sometimes we call it from a buddy of mine. His name is Hills Pugh. He's been on before. The all. That everything that you can't quite label or know what it is, the all. It always has a message or whatnot. And that is very something we all need to remember in today's day and time. With the volatility of everything's happening, you know what? I'm going to worry about what I can worry about. All right. So there might be a little drama coming up. Okay, Sierrandell. I've seen this card a couple times tonight. 5 of Wands. So don't get sucked into somebody else's drama, but be ready for it. Okay. And this is going to be one of those things. Let's see where this goes. All right. Judgment. You may need to, when you go into this drama, you may have to change the way you're thinking about it to rise above and get out of it. Leave this drama to everybody else. Don't get sucked into the mess. The Judgment card is about that achieving the next level, starting to ascend, what you're going to do. 20, that relationship. And this is that relationship with yourself. Am I ready to move to the next level? Out of the drama of what's going on now to a whole different mindset, a whole different way of thinking. The world and other people are trying to hold you. Wow, Spirit, thank you so much. The world is trying to hold you into a way of thinking. Okay? Spirit is telling you, I want you to think my way. It's not political, it's not anything else, but Spirit is there to guide you. But a lot of times the world doesn't want to give you up because the last thing it wants is another full-on light healer, a healer of any type to come through that is going to bring compassion and love. We have the Hermit. Wow. Hey, this solidifies it. This is talking about it is time for you to walk your own battle. Stay out of this mess with all these other people, all right? And you need to walk your own path. Spirit is going to show you something. Spirit is going to lead you through, but you have to be willing to listen to Spirit, listen to God, listen to the mother, rather than listen to all those people around you. All right? Wow. Bang. All right. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. That's great to see you, Sierrandell. Glad people are here. Things are happening. What a night. Wow. Okay. Let's see what's shaking. The Tippinator. At Donna, I actually feel wrapped up with love still. I'm so grateful that I had time today. It was meant to be. Wow. Love is always around you. You need to remember spirit is there. We have asked that spirit and energy bathe you. Okay. You can just simply sit back down, close your eyes, call on the angels, call on spirit, and they will bring this back to you. It's not something you ever have to lose. Okay. Glad we were here. Glad to play a part. All right. May I ask uh, if my soul pet Mason is planning to reincarnate back to me? I feel like I've lost a limb without him. You know, this is trauma. Okay. And this is one of those things. And I'm really picking up no. Okay. Okay. What I'm actually picking up, very much so, loves you. All right. But you need to live. This pet has somewhere else it needs to be. He brought joy and love and life to you so close. And there's someone else that needs that attention. But what your pet, oh, wow, this is going to be cool. You're already feeling the pet and you don't know it, or you're thinking it's a memory. You will be sitting at the table on the couch or something and feel something jump into your lap. And you just feel like you dropped something, dropped crumbs, something like that. You might feel something rub up against your leg. The spirit is there, okay? But that spirit is not going to reincarnate and come back to you. That's what I'm being told at this point in time. That doesn't mean anything stays the way it stays. Everything, nothing's set in stone, okay? That's what's really awesome about the way we live our life and the way we live our world. We have, see, the spirit, the soul pet has choices to make as well and different things they need to do. Okay. So that's going to be one of the things, but know that this pet is always with you. Okay. It's always there. When we love somebody, we need to understand this in grief, with humans, with pets, with anything. We shared energy. Y'all had physical, intimate contact. Your energy transferred back and forth in the shape of love, in the shape of laughter, in the shape of music, different things. You've absorbed that. A lot of times when we bring people back to us, all right, what we're doing is recalling them from our very own spirit. Does that make sense? Does everybody understand what I'm saying? We're actually replaying them, okay? And there's nothing wrong with that, all right? So always know that you can reach out, and when you want to, talk to this pet, say, I hear you, I know you're there, I just need you. And you'll hear the reassurance. And this works with people too, okay? So wow, bangarang. Add tarot with an attitude. Can I get a general for work and health, please? And thank you. Absolutely. Let's see what's going on, Jill. All right. Jill needs tarot and attitude. Can I get a general for work and health, please? All right. So the first card we're going to do is work. Okay. Nope. Let me think here. I'm getting pulled. So I've got to find out. The first card is health. The first card is health. We'll see what's going on here when I get into it. I feel like Spirit's coming up and saying something. So this is your health card right out of the gate. Wow, look at this. Okay. Taking care of yourself, doing everything you need to be, you're going to be fine. There's something that might be going on around you or whatnot, but you're doing everything you need to do and start taking care of yourself, or keep taking care of yourself. This is very peaceful. What you put into life, what you're going to do, what you're going to get out of it. Okay. And that's life. That's it. Enjoy your happiness. Peace be on you. Peace be with you. You're always showing your love. You're showing everything out there. You're doing the right things. You're going to be fine. With the work card, that might get a little bit frantic. Okay. That might get where just hectic is what I'm really picking up. But that doesn't mean anything's bad about it. You know, the Seven of Swords. What I'm getting in here in your work is a cautionary tale to you, all right, to be careful that people will use you, okay, and they're not going to always give back, okay? You know this. You and I've had this conversation before, all right? So keep that in mind to understand what's happening. There's going to be some things that are going to turn and change in your work, but there always is. Okay. Don't be afraid to shift and look around. You and David got this. Your work is there. You're going to do it as long as you're doing what you love. Be on the lookout for what you're looking for, return out of it. All right. Does that make sense? Give me a buzz. I'd love to talk to you all about that. All right. All right. Because there's going to be more there. All right. All right. Here we go. Get some cards put back in here. And let's see what's going on. Whew, I'm going to take a minute and breathe. All right. Take a minute and breathe. Let me see, where did I leave off at here? Okay. At Cynthia last night of the year of the snake. Big energies are happening. Bangerang. Yes, they are. I know we're coming into the year of the horse. Something to be aware of, something to be ready for. Okay. Hey, Rob, may I get a message about what I need to let go? Oh, we already did that one. Okay. And finally, last one tonight. How can I ask, how does Miguel feel about me? It's really simple. You walk up to Miguel. I'm going to give you an ancient Chinese secret. And you say, do you like me? How do you feel about me? Okay. It's not up for anybody to tell you how this is. It's called dating. It's called knowing. It's called spending time together. And if Miguel doesn't tell you what's going on, you keep living your life and someone will. I'm not trying to be an asshole. Okay. I know I'm very good at it, but it's one of those things where nothing is written in stone. Our life is not written in stone. If you believe everything's fated and life's written in stone, why are we asking? It's going to happen. Okay. Or it won't. All right. But what I'm trying to tell you to do with these relationships, a lot of these relationships, it's people are looking for a cheat code. I want to know something without putting in the work. Spirit at AM wants you to put in the work. If you want to have somebody in your life, you need to be with them. You need to talk to them. You need to explore life with them. At the same point, they need to do the same thing with you. And if they're not, if you're fighting, if you're putting in way more than they are, toodles, live your life. Live your life. Once you are happy, living a happy life within yourself, once you are satisfied with who you are, and you realize that somebody coming into my life is actually going to accept my life rather than make my life, all right? That's when the most wonderful person in the world will enter into your life. Just ask me. That's the way I got when I met my wife. Okay. Finally, I was happy with who I was, who I became. I was happy, not looking for somebody else to make me happy. She had reached the same place, and then Spirit allowed us to come together. All right. Wow. Bang. All right, everybody. Wow, what a night. Oh, we got a couple more here. These are going to be the last two. Let's see. At Jaspin K. Gator. All right. Even tribe, and I wanted to know, what do I need to do next on my healing training and back? Okay, my healing training. Not quite sure I understand it, but Spirit does. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to ask Spirit. You know what this question is. I do not. Okay. So I'm not quite sure I understand it, but ask here, and this is going to be what we're saying. So I love the question from what I understand. Okay. What I need to do next on my healing and the training. I don't understand the training. Are you training your back or coming back? So let's find out. I feel like we're picking up a healing that needs to happen so you can get back to being full. You know, patience. What Spirit is telling you. You do what the doctor says. You take the orders, okay? You're doing everything you're supposed to do. This is going to take time. The Three of Wands. Threes are always about action, doing things or whatnot. But if you will notice, the threes in the wands especially are one of the only movement cards that shows our guy standing there doing nothing. And what that is telling me is to tell you patience is bliss. Follow what you need to do, allow time to go. Patience, patience, patience. Don't try to rush. All right. Mentally, don't fight the battle all the time. Allow your brain to rest. Allow things to happen. You're going to be up and at 'em, and you're going to be ready to get back to it before too long. But we've got two cards: patience and a mental break. Okay, not a mental break, but take a nap, relax, chill out. All right, this is something that's very important for you right now. And then you're going to be able to start over, find that fire, and everything's going to get back into high gear for you. All right. Wow. Bang around. All right. I hope that helped. Let us know what that meant and how that felt, and because we'd love to know and make sure we understand what's happening. All right. Here we go. Jen, it's hard to hear he won't be coming back, but I think I needed to hear it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Because remember, he's there. He's with you. He's just, you can bring his love back, everything. His spirit is there. It's absorbed into the walls. It's absorbed into your very being. Don't act like he's not there. Okay? He is there. But, all right, you've just got to learn to reach out and feel the spiritual presence, feel that spiritual hug, visualize that face, that joy, those things, and you'll be able to move forward. Okay. So, yeah, love you. Glad we were able to do that. And, let's hope it makes sense. So, just stay still. Yeah. Do what they tell you. Follow the doctor's orders, be still, be patient, and things will come through and things will be all right. So here we go. So, mainly mystics. Deborah's saying thank you. She is very, very touched. So, everybody, wow, what a night. Okay. What a night. So thankful y'all let me do what I do. Okay. And there's going to be more nights like this coming up. All right. So next Monday, 8:30, we're going to talk about what's holding you back in the trauma, in the healing. We're going to do a general read like I did here, but we're going to talk about it some, and then we'll get into the readings a little more. All right. So let me know. With all that being said, everybody, you know the deal. Take what you want, leave what you don't, but leave having experienced a little peace, love, and light. Bang around.